Imagine finishing a perfectly good meal, and within minutes your stomach starts feeling heavy, tight, and uncomfortable. Like something just isn't sitting right. You blame the food, maybe the spices, maybe your age, maybe your metabolism. But what if the real reason isn't what you're eating? It's what you're drinking with it. And here's the twist. The one thing almost everyone thinks is healthy could quietly be slowing your digestion down every single day. Picture this. You sit down to eat, you take a few bites, and then you grab a glass of ice-cold water. Refreshing, right? It feels good going down, especially in hot weather. But inside your body, something very different is happening. Your digestive system, which was just getting ready to break down your food efficiently, suddenly gets interrupted. It's like throwing cold water on a warm engine that just started running. Now, before we go deeper, if you want simple health tips that actually make a real difference in your daily life, take a second to like and subscribe. Because on Vital Age Nutrition, we break down small habits like this that can completely change how your body feels, without complicated diets or extreme routines. Here's what most people don't realize. Digestion isn't just about what you eat. It's about timing, temperature, and how your body processes everything together. Your stomach works best in a slightly warm, active environment. When you eat, your body releases digestive enzymes and stomach acids that are perfectly balanced to break down food smoothly. But when you suddenly add ice-cold water into the mix, it can temporarily reduce the efficiency of those enzymes. Think of it like this. Imagine trying to dissolve grease in cold water versus warm water. In cold water, things stay solid longer. They move slower. They don't break down easily. Inside your stomach, a similar concept applies. Cold temperatures can slow down how quickly food is broken apart, especially fats, which are already harder to digest. And this is where bloating begins. Food stays in your stomach longer than it should. Fermentation can increase. Gas builds up, and that uncomfortable, tight feeling starts creeping in. It's not always immediate. Sometimes it shows up 20 or 30 minutes later. And by then, you don't even connect it to that cold drink you had during your meal. Now, here's something interesting. Many traditional cultures actually avoid cold drinks with meals. In places like China and Japan, warm tea is commonly served instead. In Ayurveda, an ancient system of health, drinking cold water with meals is believed to weaken digestive fire. While the wording may be different, the idea is surprisingly aligned with what modern science suggests about enzyme activity and digestion. But let's be real for a moment. Not everyone who drinks iced water feels bloated every time. And that's true. The body is adaptable. Some people tolerate it better than others. But if you're someone who constantly feels heavy after eating, experiences gas, or deals with slow digestion, this one habit could be playing a bigger role than you think. Let's go deeper into what actually happens inside your body. When you take a bite of food, digestion doesn't start in your stomach. It starts in your mouth. Saliva contains enzymes that begin breaking down carbohydrates. Then the food moves down into your stomach, where acids and enzymes continue the process. Your stomach also contracts in a rhythmic way to mix and move food properly. Now imagine interrupting that process with large amounts of ice-cold water. It doesn't completely stop digestion, but it can dilute stomach acid slightly and lower the internal temperature for a short time. This means your body has to work a bit harder to get everything back to optimal conditions. That extra effort may not seem like much, but over time, it adds up. Your body prefers efficiency. When digestion becomes even slightly inefficient, symptoms start appearing. Not just bloating, but sometimes fatigue after meals, sluggishness, or even cravings because your body didn't fully absorb nutrients properly. And here's something most people overlook. Bloating isn't just about gas, it's also about how well your stomach empties. If food sits there longer than it should, you feel full, tight, and uncomfortable, even if you didn't eat that much. Now imagine doing this 3 times a day, every day, for years. It becomes your normal. You start thinking, this is just how my body is. But what if it's not? What if a small change, like simply adjusting the temperature of your drink, could start making a noticeable difference? Now, this doesn't mean you can never enjoy cold drinks again. It's about timing and awareness. One simple shift you can try is this. Instead of drinking iced water during your meal, have your cold drink at least 20–30 minutes before eating, or wait until about 30–60 minutes after. This gives your body the space it needs to focus on digestion without interference. During your meal, if you need something to drink, go for small sips of room-temperature water, or even slightly warm water. It may not feel as instantly refreshing, but your stomach will thank you. And here's something interesting people often notice when they make this change. Meals start feeling lighter. You don't get that heavy food sitting in your stomach sensation. Energy levels after eating improve. Even your appetite begins to regulate better. Because when digestion improves, everything else follows. Now, let's address a common question. Does cold water actually solidify fats in your stomach? You might have heard this before. The idea is a bit exaggerated, but there's a small truth behind it. Cold temperatures can make fats more solid temporarily, which can slow down how easily they are broken down. It's not like fat turns into a block inside you, but the process can become less efficient. Again, it's about subtle effects, not extreme ones. And subtle habits are often the ones that quietly shape your health over time. Another thing to consider is how fast you're drinking. Many people don't just sip. They gulp down large amounts of cold water quickly. This can stretch the stomach and mix with food in a way that affects how it's processed. Try slowing down. Take smaller sips. Give your body time to respond. You'd be surprised how much difference that alone can make. Let's also talk about temperature shock. Your body works hard to maintain a stable internal temperature. When you introduce something very cold, your system briefly shifts resources to balance that out. Again, it's a small effect, but during digestion, your body already has a lot going on. Adding extra work doesn't help. Now imagine replacing that habit with something simple. Warm water, or even herbal tea. It supports digestion instead of interrupting it. It keeps things moving smoothly. And no, this isn't about being perfect. It's about being intentional. Because the goal isn't to remove everything you enjoy, it's to understand what your body needs to function at its best. If you've been dealing with bloating for a long time, especially after meals, try this experiment for a week. No iced drinks with meals, just room temperature or warm liquids. Observe how your body responds. Not guess. Observe. Because your body gives feedback, you just have to notice it. And here's something else that might surprise you. Many people who reduce cold drinks during meals also notice less acid reflux. That burning feeling in the chest can sometimes be linked to how food and liquids interact in the stomach. Improving digestion can help reduce that discomfort. Again, not magic, just better support for your body. Now, let's zoom out for a second. This isn't just about water. It's about awareness of habits that feel normal but may not be serving you. Because health doesn't always come from big changes. It often comes from small, consistent adjustments that align with how your body naturally works. And the truth is, your body is incredibly smart. It knows how to digest, repair, and function efficiently. when you give it the right environment. Sometimes all it needs is less interference. So the next time you sit down for a meal, pause for a second. Notice what you're about to drink. Ask yourself, is this helping my body right now, or just satisfying a habit? That one moment of awareness can change everything. And if you've ever felt that uncomfortable bloating after eating, this might be one of the easiest changes you can try. Starting today. Before you go, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever noticed feeling heavy or bloated after drinking cold water with meals? Or is this something you've never paid attention to before? Drop your experience in the comments, because your insight might help someone else realize what's been affecting them too. And if you found this helpful, share it with someone who always grabs an iced drink with their food. They might not even realize what it's doing to their digestion. Stay consistent, stay aware, and keep supporting your body the simple way. Right here on Vital Age Nutrition.